Attempted kidnapping in South LA. A man tries to abduct a 15-year-old at gunpoint near a school.
Trouble can strike anyone, anytime, and it's all about how you handle it. Buckle up, because we're about to see how these little heroes flip the script on would-be criminals, leaving the bad guys humiliated at their own game. Number 1. Pretend to be my mom. The mother of this child would be so proud of her son for handling a difficult situation so well. When this little guy was being followed by a weird lady, his first instincts were how to get away from her safely. Luckily, the kid realized that he was in a familiar neighborhood of his and walked into a familiar convenience store where he and his father usually visited once he was inside. He quickly ran to the cashier and asked her to pretend to be his mother. The cashier, recognizing her regular customer, notices the kid's distress and steps in to drive the woman away. The kid's parents were informed to pick up their kids, but the kid was so smart for not giving away his nervousness in front of the creepy woman. Number 2. Aim at the weakest part. In a scary attempt to kidnap, this little girl was swooped up by the kidnapper in a Walmart store. However, the young girl did not lose all her hopes. She rather came up with this amazing plan to outsmart the kidnapper. She knew she was not even a quarter of his strength and couldn't even think of fighting this suspect. She knew she could at least inflict some serious pain until he gave up. Unsure of what to do next, she checked to see if he was still following her. Once she saw the coast was clear, she bolted back to her parents. Number 3. Let them brothers out. A 13-year-old girl has a traumatizing experience of getting attacked right outside her house's front door. She was about to go to her school when out of a sudden, a man appeared there and grabbed her, trying to muffle her mouth. It was an eerie experience for her, since the other man was not uttering a single word. She, however, uses all her strength and pushes the guy off her, and what happened next was not expected by the suspect at all. She knew she couldn't fight this guy, but someone else in her house could, so she banged on her door, and out came her siblings, who moved forward to confront the man and easily pushed him off their porch back to where he came from. Number 4. The scary sister. Sisters are a blessing, like a second mom to their siblings, and when it comes to their siblings' safety, they won't hesitate to go to extremes. A family was having a picnic in the park, with the girls playing together on the ground and their guardian dog hopping nearby. A stranger approached their baby brother, whom their mother had just put down to play next to them. The man tried to snatch the little kid, but the eldest sister's instincts kicked in. She called their guardian dog, who attacked the kidnapper and drove him away, while the elder sister ensured her little brother was safe next to them. Number 5. No one takes my bro away. When these siblings faced a dangerous kidnapping attempt on their younger brother, they sprang into action. The little girl chased after the suspect, shouting for help and catching the attention of bystanders. Meanwhile, her other brother followed close behind, pushing their brother's stroller. The kids never lost sight of their little brother, and soon, their cries attracted the attention of people nearby, who rushed in to help. Thanks to the determination and bravery of the siblings, the 3 kids were reunited. Number 6. You ain't messing with my mom. She and her mother had just come out of a store with their groceries when, out of the blue, a robber attacked her mother. The little girl wasn't going to let this slide. She hopped out of the car and ran towards him, launching a defense attack. She attacked him and continuously yelled for help. Thanks to this girl's bravery and quick thinking, the robber was driven away. Number 8. Shrill voice saving the day.
6-year-old who escaped an alleged abduction attempt right in front of her house.
This brave little girl had a terrifying encounter with an abductor right outside her home in broad daylight. Unlike other kids who might have been frozen with fear, this 6-year-old wasn't having any of it. When the man grabbed her arm and tried to drag her to his car, she let out a blood-curdling scream. The kidnapper, startled by her loud and fierce reaction, quickly gave up and ran off. The girl then sprinted inside to tell her parents what had happened. Number 9. Lil Boy stands his grounds. Every parent should teach their kids how to steer clear of shady characters and handle dangerous situations like this one. On a Monday morning, as this kid was on his way to school, a creepy old guy tried to give him a ride. The kid quickly spotted the man's sketchy intentions and bolted. He fought back as best he could, pushing the guy away and making a clean getaway to safety. Number 10. He ain't having any of it. The little kid was shopping inside the store when suddenly some men entered the store armed and forced the customers to get to a corner. When they tried to force the kid towards the wall, the kid snapped and launched punches at these guys and showed these suspects that they were not even a match for him. His self-defense helped him avoid getting hurt by the suspects when they were taking out the cash from the cash register. Number 11. Stones can be pitched too. No one would have expected such bravery and cleverness from this 10-year-old kid who was walking back home after his baseball practice at school. The kid noticed he wasn't the only one walking home and saw two men in a white car following him. They asked him to get inside their car, but the kid wasn't as naive as they had expected. Realizing the creepy men were closing in, the kid knew they had overlooked one thing. As a baseball player, he was skilled with balls, and sometimes balls could be replaced with stones. His quick thinking helped him pick up the stones in front of him and pitch them at the men while yelling and threatening them to back off. Number 12. Don't mess with his mom. While this woman and her son were at home, a sudden turn of events shook the mother to the core. The kid was playing with the toys and his mother was busy ironing clothes. Suddenly, 4 armed intruders burst in and cornered her. Seeing his mom in trouble, the little boy didn't hesitate. Instead of freezing up, he sprang into action, throwing his toys and punching the robbers. Realizing they were up against a determined kid, the thieves decided the risk wasn't worth it and fled the house empty-handed. Number 13. She called, help came. This girl was brought up right by her parents, as shown by her quick decision-making skills on the road. A teenage girl had just come out of a new agent building when she was approached by a creep who tried to convince her to leave with him. Knowing that moving anywhere other than the main road would get her in trouble, she stayed put and tried to fend off the man. When he tried to pounce on her, the girl cried out desperately for help. Her call was heard by a guardian, a lady who had just entered the same building. She rushed to the girl's aid and helped her out of the sticky situation by telling the man to get lost. Number 14. Right timing, wrong gas station. This robber had just struck his bad luck when he decided to attack a family at the wrong gas station. When a woman was attacked at a gas station by a man trying to steal her kids, she dashed inside and hid in a bathroom to keep them safe. While the cops were on their way, a teenage hero showed up just in time. He sprinted over from a nearby gas station, didn't waste a second asking questions, and charged into the store where everyone was too scared to go. He tackled the suspect and pinned him to the ground. The suspect tried to flee away, but the kid kept him in his place until the cops arrived and arrested the man. Number 15. Kids get a VIP ride. When these kids face a scary situation, they handle it like pros. Take this story, for example. One day, their mom threw them out, asking them to make it to their school on their own. The kids took the challenge head on, but right after a few steps, they felt someone was following them and got scared. Lucky for them, they knew exactly who to turn to. They walked straight to the police station and knocked on the door. A few minutes later, a police officer came out and asked him for a ride. The officer took them inside the station. Number 16. Run. Emmy Run. This little girl seen in the video is Emmy, and this footage is proof that she was wise beyond her years. She was smart enough to understand the vicious motives of the guy, and surely she did not fall for any of his tricks. Emmy was chilling on her front porch when she saw a car pull up. She quickly went into defense mode and rushed towards her house. Normally, when kidnappers ask, "Do you want a bicycle?" Kids her age might say yes, but not Emmy. She yelled, "No!" and dashed inside to safety. Number 17. Mother and son's silent plan. This kid got his brains from his mom, and they both used their smarts to outwit a kidnapper. While they were heading home, a man suddenly lunged at them, yanking her son and tossing him into his car. The mom threw down with the guy, but soon realized she needed a new plan. As the man jumped into the driver's seat, her son wriggled halfway out of the car. Seizing the chance, the mom yanked her kid out and sent the kidnapper driving off with nothing but a big, fat fail. Number 18. Labor saving the day. This kid's quick thinking led to unexpected help. When the workers at a dock noticed the distress signals sent by the little kid, they immediately stepped forward to get him to safety. It was a heartwarming moment as the workers responded to the kid's signal, moving forward and protecting him. Once the kid was in safe hands, he revealed that the man who claimed to be his mother's fiancé was an unknown person who had been dragging him around. The workers then detained the man until the police arrived, and the boy was reunited with his mother. Number 19. Teenage girl's last hope. In a time of dire need of help, one can go to lengths to protect themselves from what is coming their way. Such an incident happened to this young teenager whose boyfriend had detained her inside his house. She darted out of detention, desperately banging on her neighbors' doors, begging for help. Just as she was about to get noticed, her boyfriend swooped in, yanking her by the hair and dragging her back. The neighbor, who caught this whole mess on video, wasted no time and swooped in to rescue her from the creep. Number 20. Drag them down. You wouldn't expect an 11-year-old to have such sharp instincts, but this girl proved otherwise. While waiting for her bus at the station, her calm was shattered when a speeding car screeched to a halt right in front of her. Instantly, she went into defense mode. As the man in the car lunged at her, she sprinted in the opposite direction. He caught up and tried to pull her toward the car, but she used every ounce of her strength to yank him to the ground. His grip loosened, and she seized the chance to bolt while he scrambled back to his car. Number 21. Victim's quick action. This teenage girl had no other option but to ask for help from a stranger at a gas station. She was carjacked by a suspect in the morning who forced her to get inside the car. When the suspect stopped at a gas station to withdraw cash from an ATM, the victim found a way to escape from the car and ran inside the gas station to ask the clerk for help. It was a clever move. She waited until he drove away from the car, then jumped out of the trunk and ran to safety. She quickly alerted the police about her situation, ensuring help was on the way. Number 22. Wrong schoolmate. This robber thought it was a great idea to crash a martial arts school packed with teenage fighters, but he was quickly proven wrong. He barged in and tried to attack the receptionist, but her piercing screams alerted the students and instructors in the class. In no time, the thief was sprinting out of the building with a pack of martial arts students and their instructors hot on his heels. He bolted back through the same door he'd come in. Number 23. Kid's best friend. This pair of toddlers and their best friend must have practiced this trick a lot of times to reach mastery. The kidnapper, getting his hands on the little girl, was convinced that the dog was dead. But as the kidnapper let his guard down, caring little about the dog, it jumped forward to save the little angel. The dog refused to let go of this kidnapper until help arrived. Number 24. Kid's extreme struggle. Getting kidnapped in front of your mom is a nightmare for both the kid and the parent. But sometimes, even little ones can find the strength to fight back. When a 4-year-old girl was at a phone store with her mom, she was standing near the door while her mom got distracted. Suddenly, a hand reached in and tried to snatch her away. The girl screamed her lungs out, catching her mom's attention and alerting people outside. She kept screaming and struggling until she broke free from the kidnapper and ran back to her mom. Bystanders who heard her cries jumped in, tackled the guy, and held him until the police showed up. Number 25, kid meeting an angel. This poor kid was scared for life when he got off at the wrong bus stop. After he got off, he realized that this was not his usual stop, but by the time he tried to get back on the bus, it was long gone. Followed by a stranger, the kid was scared to death, but fortunately, he found a good Samaritan woman who helped him get back home. She read his address from the slip stuck to his shirt and brought him back home, safely dropping him off. The kind woman didn't even stop to get credit for her good work and simply left after doing her good deed. Number 26. Shameless woman at the airport. Out of all the crazy people, this woman was the craziest, as she tried to snatch 2 kids from a woman in front of everyone at an airport. The husband, seeing this event unfold, witnessed the woman trying to snatch the child in their stroller. When the mother didn't let go, the woman moved to the other kid and tried to take her away. But the toddler knew better and clung to her mother for dear life. Number 27. A savior streamer. A streamer isn't usually very helpful to most people, but this guy proved otherwise when he saved a woman while streaming. In the middle of his stream, he looked to his side and saw a girl signaling him for help. He quickly understood her desperation and noticed the creep walking next to her. The streamer and the girl quickly introduced themselves as friends, and eventually, the creep, embarrassed and realizing he wouldn't make any progress, left her alone. After he left, she thanked him and explained that she had been in danger when she reached out for help. Number 29. Giga Chad in the scene. This girl was in luck when she found a heroic man to save her on the road. It's a good thing bikers have cameras on their helmets to record all their movements. Otherwise, this biker wouldn't have captured the intense moment when a teenage girl rushed to him for help from a creepy man following her. The girl hid behind his back while the biker confronted the stalker and shooed him away. Number 30. Girl's actions against abductor. This brave girl is the subtle hero of her younger brother when she saves his life. Both siblings survived a terrifying close abduction experience, avoided by the quick thinking of the boy's big sister, who yanked him away from the abductor and got him home safely. The abductor, who tried to kidnap them, was later arrested, based on the information this girl provided to the cops. Number 31. Sisterly instincts.
Imagine how terrified you would be if you saw a strange man on your security camera with a huge gun.
When the scary guy stood outside, the teenage girl's protective instincts kicked in. She saw him banging on the front door with a gun. Terrified, she knew she had to protect her little brother. Her sister got the message and stayed as quiet as a mouse. The teen girl picked up her brother and rushed to a nearby room to hide, and did not waste a minute calling 911. The old man, now inside their house, couldn't find them and went back outside, only to be confronted by the cops the brave girl had called. Number 32. Kid vs. Leopard. Criminals and burglars are on different levels. This little boy came face to face with a different type of intruder, a leopard. The security camera inside a cabin office caught the little boy playing games on his phone when suddenly a leopard walked inside the room right a foot away from his face. The kid remains unfazed by the encounter and quietly sneaks from his seat and locks the dangerous predator in the room. Number 33. Smart girl's smart plan.
Attempted kidnapping in South LA. A man tries to abduct a 15-year-old at gunpoint near a school.
Being a teenager going to school can get pretty scary if you're suddenly followed by someone trying to get their hands on you. That's exactly what happened to the girl in the video. She was probably walking to her school when she noticed someone following her. When he suddenly grabbed her and tried to drag her to his car, she wasn't about to give up without a fight. She used all her strength to shake him off, and after a few tries, managed to break free. She ran to the main road, where she knew the abductor would think twice about following her. Number 34. Video game saved the house. Witnessing armed intruders barging into your house can be a very scary experience for anyone, but this 12-year-old kid handled the situation way better than any adult would. The burglars entered the house and went straight for the door, not knowing that the kid in the house was playing video games inside. The robbers started banging on the door, the kid got alert and ran upstairs to his mom to inform her. Both mother and son locked themselves in a room to save themselves from any possible harm. Their guard dog, however, got alert from the kid's actions and started barking at the intruders, scaring them away. Number 35. The Vigilant Kid. Take a page from this girl's book.
Now to the quick-thinking 11-year-old who escaped an attempted kidnapping.
Danger can lurk anywhere in any form, so always stay sharp. One day, as she was strolling to school solo, a suspicious car pulled up right next to her. Her sixth sense kicked in faster than a Red Bull rush, and she knew something was off. She bolted away, narrowly escaping the kidnapper's clutches. With her speed, she must have been the Usain Bolt of her school's track team. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button to show some love. If you're new here, hit subscribe and tap the bell icon so you never miss out on our upcoming videos. And be sure to comment on which one of these stories was your favorite. We would love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, goodbye.